In this video, I'm going to walk through some of the frequently asked questions when troubleshooting the Behringer P16. The first thing you want to check is the data connection. If you have a green light here on Ultranet, that means you're good to go. If you don't have that green light, that means you probably have a bad Ethernet cable up here, or it's plugged in the wrong way. If it's powered on, that means you're getting power, so it might be something further upstream, like a bad connection to one of the stage boxes. The next thing you want to check is your gain staging. So for our backline or band instruments, we usually have level right about 50%. For the front lines, for the wireless packs, we actually have level up here all the way up. And then very important is you need to have the main right here set with all but 2 dots illuminated. If you go more than that and turn down your master level, you'll still get some clipping and distortion. Another important thing about gain staging is you need to make sure this limiter is not all the way down to the left here, because then it will be doing a ton of limiting. You want it probably around 3 o'clock. The next thing you want to check is to see if there are any muted channels. So if you press this mute button right here, if any of these buttons are showing as red, that means that they're muted, so you would just want to unmute that. Muting often happens because people push this knob in when they're trying to change volumes on channels. So when you push that in, it mutes the whole channel and it won't let you change the volume anymore. The next thing to check is to make sure that linking is correct on the P16. So to do that, you press this link button on the top left and you'll see these channels that are blinking together. Those are linked. So say, for example, this weekend we wanted to have our flex channels 1 and 2 linked together. We would just press channel 11 or 12 there, and then now you'll see that those channels are linked. The problem that happens when they're not linked is that you can change the volume for one side of the channels here, but then the other channel doesn't change. So if you have 2 different flex instruments happening on an 11 and 12, you want to make sure that they are not linked so that there's independent volume control. If you're still having trouble, a few things you can check are make sure that the EQ isn't doing anything weird on any of the channels. Sometimes if a vocalist is saying, I can't hear myself very well, there's not a lot of clarity, it might be because their treble was accidentally turned all the way down on that particular channel or something like that. So make sure that the EQ is doing what you expect it to do. If you run into somebody saying that their mix is cutting in and out and they're hardwired with one of these headphone jacks, make sure first that the headphone jack is plugged into the correct place, but then also make sure that the headphone jack is good. Those things fail over time, so we have a stock in the back of more headphone jacks. It's quick to replace one of those and just plug it in for them.